Why is it so important for Vinesh Phogat to win that silver medal when she's already written herself into sporting folklore? Well, because history remembers records, and that record is very essential for Vinesh Phogat to write in herself, which is silver medalist at least in the Olympics of Paris 2024. So will there be a silver lining to what we saw was Vinesh's Olympic storm? Let's cut across to Nikhil Naz, who's spent a fair amount of time in Paris, and our consulting editor, Sports India Today TV. Nikhil, you know, the deadline is now looming. It's, I think, another next 2.5 hours. Will we hear today, number one?
That's a tough question to answer. I hope so, because, Preeti, this is unprecedented. It's not happened so far in the history of CAS, Court of Arbitration for Sports. Usually it is always a 24-hour window that we're looking at, and most verdicts do come in that 24-hour window. The fact that we've already had delays, and not just one, we've already had 3 delays, tells you how complicated this matter is. But we are hoping that today is going to be D-Day. The only thing that is a bit surprising is it was the cutoff time of 9:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. It didn't necessarily mean that the verdict has to come at 9:30, but it seems to be the case. It could very well have come earlier today as well. But we're still waiting and hoping for some good luck, because if truth be told, I think the odds were always stacked against Vinesh in this case, looking at the rule book, looking at the entire procedure that's happened. But there was always an outside chance. That chance is slightly increased with the court deliberating now for 3 long days. But yeah, hopefully today should be the day.
You know, what makes the entire case all that more interesting is because be it on the mat or off it, the odds have been stacked against Vinesh Phogat for a while now. So that's why, and also with how well she played during the Olympics, that one would hope that she'd come back at least with a silver. But, you know, for those of us who are thinking that there's going to be a press conference of sorts, it's not going to come in like that, because Nikhil and I were just chatting a short while ago. So the verdict, viewers, is actually going to come in a very short, crisp press release. Is there a way we can contest that verdict? You know, what can we expect, Nikhil, if it doesn't go in our favor?
Yeah, you're right, Preeti. Firstly, you'll get it in the form of a press conference. What we can also assure you that as soon as the verdict is out, we'll get to hear from the IOA president, former athlete in PT Usha, as well as Harish Salve, who argued the case in Vinesh's favor, though he was present there as amicus curiae in the case from the Indian Olympic Association. So we'll get to hear from these 2 parties for sure. Still awaiting to know the details of Vinesh Phogat. Where is she? She hasn't spoken ever since that disqualification happened. So yes, press release is what we're going to get. In terms of can they contest it, of course they can. Usually it goes to the Swiss courts after that. But looking at some previous examples, there's a very rare chance that that verdict is ever overturned. Anyway, this was the last resort, because remember, before you even went to the Court of Arbitration for Sports, the IOA had approached UWW, the United World Wrestling, as well as the International Olympic Committee. So those avenues were already explored. You went to CAS. If you do not agree with the verdict, you can appeal it in Swiss courts. But as I mentioned earlier, looking back at some previous cases, they've seldom been overturned.
So, you know, viewers, once again, so let me contextualize it. Nikhil's put it beautifully there, that this is it. So we know in just about the next 2 hours, whichever way it goes, there's an outside chance. In all probability, it might not go our way, but there is a chance, and we could actually convert that silver. You know, I'm going to play those visuals. I'll ask our producers to play it, Nikhil. Let's get those visuals of Vinesh Phogat leaving the Olympic Village, of course, after, the Olympic ceremony concluded. And that's possibly, and we'll play those visuals out, that's possibly the last time that, we've seen any images of Vinesh Phogat post that brief interlude that we saw that she had with the other Olympian, Abhinav Bindra. Because we saw those pictures, we saw that one picture with PT Usha, and we are seeing this. We thought she was coming home. Do we know where she is right now?
I mean, again, not 100%. So just to now put it into context and give you a sort of a timeline, I saw her last is when she had that bout on day one when she won the final bout that she participated in. After that, she ran.
Did she speak with you?
No, she did not. Actually, she went by the media. It's the mix zone area where usually athletes speak. And we didn't expect her to speak in her initial bouts because she had more bouts coming during the day. So you always wait for the final bout of the day to complete, then to speak to the athlete. And she actually ran from there. I mean, not really snubbing the media, but actually kind of telling them, listen, I have a lot of work to do. At that time, you had an inclination that she had to quickly get down to work to lose the extra kilos that she had added on during those 3 bouts that she fought. So that was the last time you saw her. After that, you rightly pointed out, we only saw pictures. One picture was with the IOA president, that she's feeling fine. One was during her weighing, where she was trying her level best to lose the weight. These pictures that we have up on our screens that played out on India Today, those exclusive pictures that we got were from last evening when she had to leave the athletes' village because the village is actually shutting down. What we're getting to know is that she's moved into a hotel in Paris. Because remember, her husband's also there to support her, to be by her side. But because the village is shutting down, she is going to be there. We only expect her to leave Paris after the verdict comes out. So maybe she'll wait another day and then decide on her travel plans. There were, of course, news that she may be returning with the other wrestlers that were participating that have landed in India, but she wasn't part of that. So she's been incommunicado. She's stayed away from camera. She's not been speaking to a lot of people. I guess she's still to get over all those things that happened with her. Maybe in her mind she is hopeful of that medal, and if she does get it, she wants to return home as a medal winner, and so probably that's why.
The only communication, viewers, that we've actually seen from Vinesh is a very, very emotional post, which we hope she recalibrates, where she's announced her retirement, saying that she lost to wrestling. Kushti ne mujhe hara diya. That's what she said, and she was retiring. But that's for later, because she's incommunicado, and Nikhil's very right, because most of our sources are telling us, even with her extended family back in India, she's not picking up phones. So one can only imagine of what she would be going through, what was in her grasp. Many thought, I'm quite sure she thought herself that she's going to come back with the gold, and to happen what really happened is a huge blow emotionally as well. So she's, like we said, incommunicado. But what we can expect in the next 2.5 hours is hopefully a verdict on whether she gets that silver or not.